Hey, fourth graders, it's Ms. Rivenberg coming to you from my couch here with Pepper. Pepper's going to listen to our read aloud today as well. We're going to read the first half of chapter 6 of Number the Stars. And this title is The Weather Good for Fishing? And I was thinking about that title and I was wondering what fishing had to do with this horrible time when the Germans are coming to round up the Jewish people. So we'll have to see how that ties into our story. Here we go. We must think what to do, Papa said. They are suspicious now. To be honest, I thought that if they came here at all, and I hoped they wouldn't, that they would just glance around, see that we had no place to hide anyone, and would go away. I'm sorry I have dark hair, Ellen murmured. It made them suspicious. Mama reached over quickly and took Ellen's hand. You have beautiful hair, Ellen, just like your mama's, she said. Don't ever be sorry for that. Weren't we lucky that Papa thought so quickly and found the pictures? And weren't we lucky that Lise had dark hair when she was a baby? It turned blonde later on, when she was 2 or so. In between, Papa added, she was bald for a while. Ellen and Anne-Marie both smiled tentatively. For a moment their fear was eased. Tonight was the first time, Anne-Marie realized suddenly, that Mama and Papa had spoken of Lise. The first time in 3 years. Outside, the sky was beginning to lighten. Mrs. Johansson went to the kitchen and began to make tea. I've never been up so early before, Anne-Marie said. Ellen and I will probably fall asleep in school today. Papa rubbed his chin for a moment, thinking. I think we must not take the risk of sending you to school today, he said. It is possible that they will look for the Jewish children in schools. Not go to school? Ellen asked in amazement. My parents have always told me that education is the most important thing. Whatever happens, I must get an education. This will only be a vacation, Ellen. For now, your safety is the most important thing. I'm sure your parents would agree. Inga? Papa called Mama in the kitchen, and she came to the doorway with a teacup in her hand and a questioning look on her face. Yes? We must take the girls to Heinrich's. You remember what Peter told us. I think today is the day to go to your brothers. Mrs. Johansson nodded. I think you are right, but I will take them. You must stay here. Stay here and let you go alone? Of course not. I wouldn't send you on a dangerous trip alone. Mama put a hand on Papa's arm. If only I go with the girls, it will be safer. They are unlikely to suspect a woman and her children, but if they are watching us, if they see all of us leave, if they are aware that the apartment is empty, that you don't go to your office this morning, then they will know. Then it will be dangerous. I am not afraid to go alone. It was very seldom that Mama disagreed with Papa. Anne-Marie watched his face and knew that he was struggling with the decision. Finally, he nodded, reluctantly. I will pack some things, Mama said. What time is it? Papa looked at his watch. Almost 5, he said. Heinrich will still be there. He leaves around 5. Why don't you call him? Papa went to the telephone. Ellen looked puzzled. Who is Heinrich? Where does he go at 5 in the morning? She asked. Anne-Marie laughed. He's my uncle, my mother's brother, and he's a fisherman. They leave very early, all the fishermen, each morning. Their boats go out at sunrise. Oh, Ellen, she went on, you will love it there. It is where my grandparents lived, where Mama and Uncle Heinrich grew up. It is so beautiful, right on the water. You can stand at the edge of the meadow and look across to Sweden. She listened while Papa spoke on the telephone to Uncle Heinrich, telling him that Mama and the children were coming for a visit. Ellen had gone into the bathroom and closed the door. Mama was still in the kitchen, so only Anne-Marie was listening. It was a very puzzling conversation. So, Heinrich, is the weather good for fishing? Papa asked cheerfully and listened briefly. Then he continued. I'm sending Inga to you today with the children, and she will be bringing you a carton of cigarettes. Yes, just one, he said after a moment. Anne-Marie couldn't hear Uncle Heinrich's words. But there are a lot of cigarettes available in Copenhagen now, if you know where to look, he went on. And so there will be others coming to you as well, I'm sure. But it wasn't true. Anne-Marie was quite certain it wasn't true. Cigarettes were the thing that Papa missed, the way Mama missed coffee. He complained often. He had complained only yesterday that there were no cigarettes in the stores. The men in his office, he said, making a face, smoked almost anything, sometimes dried weeds rolled in paper, and the smell was terrible. Why was Papa speaking that way? Almost as if he were speaking in code. What was Mamma really taking to Uncle Heinrich? Then she knew. It was Ellen. So I wonder what this code is that they're speaking of and why it's going to Uncle Heinrich. I wonder what he has to do with all of this and what Ellen is going to do with him when she goes on his boat. We'll have to find out in the rest of the chapter. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you're keeping busy, and I hope that you are mixing a good amount of some work and some fun and some family time. We miss you all tons and tons and tons. We'll see you soon.